Okay, so you got about 10 minutes to learn something ridiculously cool. Well, you've come to the right place. If you are fortunate enough to already follow me on Instagram, then you've probably seen some of the stories that I put up late at night where I'm improvising, jamming over backing tracks. It's in those moments for me where I create what I call my signature licks, my own patterns, things that I can call upon if I'm writing a song or improvising or whatever. But I often get comments from people saying, "What was that lick?" or "What was that run? Can you break it down?" So I'm going to take what I consider to be my favorite kind of signature sped lick that I use. It's a pentatonic run, and you can pick up speed with it. It can be something that can be played lightning quick, and you can use it so many different ways. It doesn't just have to be the way that I show you today, and I'll kind of go over other applications for it at the end. But I want to break down this lick that I do, this pattern, teach it to you, and let me know if you enjoyed learning it and if it kind of unlocks anything new on the fretboard for you. Here's the lick. First things first, if you're not familiar with the pentatonic minor scale and the various positions of it across the fretboard, go check out this video that I made a while ago. 10 minutes of your time, you can get to grips with it, understand what's going on, then come back here and I'll take you through this lick, okay? So we're going to start by barring our index finger across the 3rd fret of the B and the E. By using this little bar, it makes things easier and quicker in the long run. We don't have to move around as much. Okay, so then we've got a load of pull-offs. We start by pulling the 3rd finger off from the 5th fret of the B to the 3rd. Come down to the 5th fret of the G. And then up to the 3rd fret of the high E. Then come back to the 5th fret of the B again for another pull-off. That's your first half. Then we go right up to the top, 5th fret of the high E, pull that off to the 3, pull off the B again, and then hit a single 5th fret of the G, back up to the 3rd fret of the high E. So the first half was this, and then the second half was this. Now just cycle that around slowly, and it does loop perfectly. Kind of feels like this whipping action, like your fingers are just kind of rippling up and down. And when you get it with the right technique, it's fairly effortless. That's the idea. It's fast, but without kind of feeling like an effort to play. It's like, you know, when Iron Man shoots all of his lasers out, it's like, it's a one-time thing. I was going too fast then. I said it wasn't effort. Take some effort. Obviously, if I'm going to play it for that long, I'm going to be like, whoa, I'm running out of energy. Now, let's move up the fretboard so that we can impress everybody that we've ever met. Now, once you've got that pattern down, you've done all the hard work. You understand the concept of it. If you know the positions of the pentatonic minor scale, or any other scales that you want to apply it to, you're done. You just got to practice it. So, these are the scale notes in this position. We just need to apply the pattern here now. So index finger bar in the 5th fret of the B and the E. Start by pulling off the 8 with the pinky, down to the 7 on the G. Up to the high E. Pull off the pinky again. Up to the 8th fret of the high E. Yes, it goes beyond the octave, but that minor third, that C, would be going into the 3rd octave. Pull that off and then pull the B, same frets. 7th fret of the G, back up to the A. It's good because now you're thinking, wow, one pattern is now working out 2 fingers, 3, 4 fingers, and depending on where we move it, different fingers are going to be brought into the same thing. Okay, so now we're moving up to this position. Remember, the tab is on my Patreon if you need the extra guidance. So we're going to start by barring the index finger across the 8th fret of the B and the E. We're going to pull off the 10th fret to the 8th. Second finger now hits the 9 on the G. Back to the high E. Pull off on the B. And then we're going to pull off E, B, as we've been doing every single time. Hit the G by itself, high E. Remember, they do loop around, so you can just practice each one until you get comfortable. Now moving up to this position. So we're going to start by barring the 10th fret of the B and the E with the index finger. Pull off the 13 to the 10 with the 3rd. 12 on the G, second finger. High E, 10th fret. Pull off that B string again. Now we're going to grab the 12th fret of the high E, either with the 2nd or the 3rd finger. You can use both. Pick whatever's comfortable for you. Then we come down to the B string, pull that off, 3rd finger. And then we've just got a different ending because I wanted to give the lick a resolution. So we're going to hit the 12th fret of the G with the 2nd finger, 13th fret of the B with the 3rd, and then the root note A, 10th fret of the B. So the lick that I've done for you today ends there, but you could carry it on through other positions and even make your way back into the 2nd octave. But the next position is actually quite difficult. I've put it on the tab if you want to have a go at it, and I am going to play it for you now. But because we need the C and the E on the B and the E strings, we can't bar anymore. So the index finger has to come back and forth a semitone, and it's actually quite tricky. Watch this. It's difficult, but it's doable with practice. And like I said, from that point, you could just carry on and you're back where you started. All the way up till you run out of frets. And you just have to get someone to just keep building your frets as you keep getting higher and higher and higher, because there's always a higher note. Now, let's put them together slow. A little bit quicker, a little bit. And then maximum speed. And like I said before, you don't just have to play them in series, you can hang out on just one of them. Chuck the little flat 5 in. I don't know, do something like that. Moving up to this position. Kind of got like a Freebird vibe to it. Maybe that's something that you want to experiment with to change the way that you descend. If you've got stuck into kind of a habit of playing the same licks, it happens to everybody. And the other one that I'll sometimes do is hanging out in one scale shape and using it to move through that position. So like this. That one just takes a little bit of adjustment because the index finger bar is sneaking across the fretboard and the picking is moving up a string each time rather than staying the same. So it's the same thing, just a little bit different. But that's one of my favorite fast signature licks, and I wanted to share it with you. And I hope it brings you some joy. I hope it brings you some attention. I hope it brings you some free beers. We all like free beers. And yeah, if you are blown away by this and it's far too many notes, go and get the tab on my Patreon. Have a little chat with me. No free beers over there, but if you want to send me a free beer, obviously I'll find a way that you can do that. If you enjoyed learning with me, please do hit the like button, hit subscribe, bell next to it, come back and we'll do this all again sometime soon. And until then, until that glorious moment in the future, I've got something for you. Here it is. Shh.